What's going on, everyone? It's Billy Carson, aka Forbidden Knowledge. Welcome to the Forbidden Knowledge podcast tonight. It's going to be a great talk tonight. Looking forward to this. Hopefully, everyone will get in here and click the like button, share the video. It's going to be an interesting talk tonight. Today, we're talking about, is Epstein still controlling the government? Is Epstein in control of this United States government? It's a interesting topic to talk about. We'll see. Let's see what's happening. All right. Let's see what's happening. I'm looking forward to this conversation tonight. All right. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on with the Trumpster. We'll see what's going on with Mr. O. Epstein. All right. The perv. We'll see what's going on with Bubba and Trump. We'll see what's going on. It's going to be a great talk. Make sure y'all click that like button. Make sure you share the video. All right. I'm going to send a text out as well. We got to get everybody in here on this. We want to load this live stream up tonight. We want to make sure everyone's in here. Make sure you share the video. Let's load up this live stream. Let's get on the algorithm tonight. All right. Let's see if we can get as many people as we possibly can, because we're going to talk about old Epstein tonight and see what he's been up to. All right. So get him in here. Let everyone know we're live. And I'll be right back.
Forbidden Knowledge Television.
This is logged in on November 25th, 2023, Eastern Standard Time. Sensitive material has been breached and it is now in front of the public. This is very sensitive documentation and the world will be in total chaos if leaked, and it is now leaked. All of it. Not one document, all of it. Place of exploitation, Forbidden Knowledge Television. This must be stopped.
All right. Welcome back to the Forbidden Knowledge podcast. Let's check out the live chat. Let's see who's in the live chat. We're loading up. We just hit 333 people live. Thank you for the donation there. I saw we had Stephen Fleischer come in from Boca Raton. What's going on, Stephen? Shout out to the 561 in the house. Anne Marie, appreciate y'all. So it's going to be a great talk tonight. What's going on, Akeem Bell? Akeem says Billy is Thoth. All right. What's up, 4BK Academy in the house, 4 Soul 78. What's going on? All right. We got Carla. We got Joe. Where is it going? You guys' thing is going so fast now. Joe who? All right. We got everyone in here. Quinn Brady. What's going on, Quinn? All right, brother. A lot of great people in the house tonight. All right. So tonight's going to be a great talk. We're talking about, is Epstein still controlling the government, or is he controlling the government? It's more of a sarcastic statement, but let's really evaluate that and see what could be the truth. Okay. So this man supposedly has now been passed away, as he has unalived himself by accident on purpose years ago. Years ago, this man unalived himself by accident on purpose. Let's keep in mind that he was not unalived during the Biden administration. He was unalived during the Trump administration, the previous Trump administration. All right. If he's even unalived, we just don't know. It's something that we'll never know because, unfortunately, by accident on purpose, the cameras happened to just stop working. The guards weren't paying attention, and all the angles were wrong, and all this crazy stuff they came up with. Right? It's obviously clearly a huge cover up. Is he alive or is he dead? We'll probably never know. It could be 50-50. Either he is alive or he's dead. One of the two. We just don't know, right? Because they'll never tell us the truth, and we'll never really know. Clearly, we'll never get the real footage. But if he is unalived, or if he is alive, one of the two, clearly it's a huge cover-up of some sort. for this to be some type of a hoax, as it's been called by the current administration, it's one hell of a hoax that can get somebody locked up in federal prison. I mean, I've never seen a hoax put somebody in federal prison. If it was just completely fake, why did they even arrest him in the first place? He should have never been arrested. Why is Ghislaine, however you want to pronounce her name, Maxwell, why is she locked up? Which, by the way, she's living La Vida Loca on tax dollars. She's got moved to a nicer place. She's got a puppy, cell phone, gourmet food, all so that she can say that Trump had nothing to do with anything, in my personal opinion. And that's just my personal opinion. I believe that she's been coerced into going along with the game, and in return, she's been able to get a luxurious life. She'll live out her days in a lap of luxury as far as being locked up goes. I don't know many people in prison that get puppies. I just don't know many people in prison with puppies. I know some people get the cell phone snuck in, and they'll get hair clippers so they can, trim up hair and things like that, I just have never heard of somebody getting a puppy and a comfortable bed with like a real mattress and box spring. And hey, I'm not mad at her. She's living her best life based on her retained secreted knowledge. There's a reason why she hasn't been unalived yet or disappeared like her counterpart Epstein, and that most likely could be at the request and the behest of her bosses. You know who her bosses are. Her bosses are Israel, Mossad. Epstein and Maxwell, as I said before, were and are Mossad agents. Have been, always have been agents and spies, one part of a small sleeper cell system that exists, part of a much larger system that exists throughout the entire United States and even partly the world. The reason why Epstein got cased up, as I told you years ago, I was the first person to report on Epstein and Bill Clinton back in 2014 on Instagram, on the Forbidden Knowledge Instagram account. The very first post that ever went out that alerted anyone that there was something nefarious going on with Bill Clinton and Epstein. And the beautiful thing about social media, it saves everything. So you can just go back in time. Just start scrolling backwards. And you'll find it on Forbidden Knowledge and Facebook Forbidden Knowledge as well. And I had discovered this financier was heavily involved in trafficking young girls back then. And I posted about it and took a lot of heat from that post because a lot of people love Bill Clinton. But it was what it was. I posted it anyway. And I even reposted it, I think, a second time. I posted about the particular witnesses that were trying to come forward, but were afraid that they would be hit over the head with a ridiculous amount of crazy lawsuits, which they wouldn't be able to defend themselves, which is the biggest reason why a lot of these women have never been able to truthfully speak out. People go, why don't they just give out the names? Just say the names. Well, they would love to just say the names. But when you just start saying the names, the people with the real power and the money, they can just throw you into court. And if you're already basically barely making it financially, the next thing you know, you've got a slew of lawsuits coming at you. Imagine you give out 10 names and you get 10 lawsuits because they're going to come at you with everything they got. Now you have 10 major lawsuits you got to fight all at once. And you're making, who knows, 50, 60, 70,000 a year at best. So all of a sudden, you can't fight 10 big lawsuits. You can't fight 5. You can't fight one big lawsuit. And they understand this and they know this. And that's one of the reasons why it's been so hard for the victims to give out this information. And that's why that one woman who Trump has now denounced, Congresswoman, who said she will give out the names. So, because she's not afraid to give out the names and she's not worried about the lawsuit, she's giving it out as a person within the government. So they gave her the names and then she's supposedly going to give out the names. They're just trying to avoid having their lives ruined even more than they already are financially. Or, of course, we already know what the other option is besides financial disruption: unalivings. And so, of course, they don't want to be unalived. A lot of them have now moved on, have had kids and everything else, and they don't want to be unalived. They've got families and so forth. So it's a very delicate situation, which is why they can't just jump out there and just spit these names out, because there's a lot at risk. Their life, their finances, and even their family members will be put at risk. You know, their family members will be put at risk. And they'll go so far as to, you know, aunts, uncles, cousins, sisters, brothers. You never know who's going to get hit over the head when you're messing with these poly tricksters. These poly tricksters are the most evil people on the planet. And I told you so many years in a row, stop putting your faith in these poly tricksters. I showed you how to vote. You vote for yourself. I show you every 4 years, I put my name on the ballot. I do my own presidential acceptance speech because I'm the president, and everyone here should be their own president. I told you to stop praising these clowns, these golems. Stop praising them. Just stop it. Stop praising these golems. They don't care about you. They don't care about your family. They don't care about your finances. They only care about complete control and domination, period, point blank.
Because they need it. They have to have it. They want the rings.
In this case, they want the Epstein files, right? They want to keep them. And so people are still not understanding in this country that the whole tariff scam was about giving us inflation without letting us know, without us knowing it was inflation. Every single tariff that went out, and there were dozens of them, cost the American consumer, cost the American corporations, not the other countries. China paid zero. Pakistan, India, they paid zero. Anyone who got a tariff against them, the country that they claim they're putting the tariff against paid absolute $0. It's the American people that pay the tariffs. And how do I know this? Well, I have a company, and I have an e-commerce company. I have products in my store. Some of my products come from China. Not all of them, but some of them come from China, right? I get some of the clothing line and so forth. They're made in China. It just is what it is. When I go to order those products now, when I go to reorder the products in stock, I get hit with the tariff fee. Do you think China's paying my tariff? No, I pay the tariff. And because I pay the tariff for my own products, which now doubled in price, I have to then increase the price to the consumer, which luckily and fortunately, my company, I didn't do that. I just bit the bullet and cut the margin down to, well, you might make $2, $3 on every product, just because I don't want to hit my customers over the head with all this tariff money. But Walmart passed it through, Target passed it through, all the department stores passed it through, all the grocery, everyone's passing it. The grocery stores, everyone's passing it through to you. 90% of the people have passed through the tariff money back to the consumer because they can't, in most cases, they just can't eat it. Like I'm a small business. I shouldn't be able to have to eat the tariff money, but I have been. Just because I'm not going to sell a shirt like this for $60. I mean, come on, get the hell out of here. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So they've mind pimped with word salad. We're the richest nation in the world now because we've added the tariffs, and the tariffs have gone out, and it's making us trillions of dollars. Well, that's a scam and a lie, an absolute scam and an absolute lie. What they've done is they've charged the American people extra money. And you've been paying for this trillions of dollars. So this guy can dance and put golden wreaths inside of his dance hall. His family has doubled their their net worth from 5 billion to 10 billion in less than a year, by the way. From 5 billion to 10 billion. They've enriched themselves off of the American people by scamming the hell out of you. Literally right in front of your face and lying to you and giving you the word salad. They're tossing your word salad. That's what they're doing. They're making you feel good on the inside and then toss your damn word salad. You think, oh man, this is great. China's finally going to pay up. No, China ain't paying shit. You're paying and have been. You got pimped again because you believed in the poly tricksters. You didn't do your research. You take what they say in one ear and you go, oh, this is a fact. And it's not. You got gollumed. You got gollumed again, didn't you? They gollumed you. I knew what it was from day number one. I tried to tell you. Listen to me. Democrats and Republicans don't exist. I keep telling you this. I got to tell you this over and over again. Democrats and Republicans don't exist. What does exist is a group of elite oligarchs that torture men, women, and children worldwide. That, my friends, exists. Democrats and Republicans, they don't exist. This exists. And yeah, that's a real photo. Yes, it's enhanced for HD quality, but it's an actual real photo, authenticated photo that was actually taken, by the way. It goes along with the email that Epstein left behind, where he was talking about Putin. If Putin had the video of old Donnie boy giving a little fellatio to old Bubba, right? You want to know if he had the video, the XXX, old Donnie boy, little fellatio there blowing Bubba, Come on. Stop believing in these poly tricksters, man. They don't care about you. This administration's only sole purpose is to build their own financial legacy for their future generations at any and by any means necessary. Now, truth be told, this administration is not that intelligent. Trump and Biden and Obama and Bush Jr. and Bush Sr. and all these people, they're all on the same team. But they give you the illusion that they're on different teams by the way they move and by the way they talk, right? Trump will say, man, Obamacare was trash. It's a scam. And Obama will come back and say something about Trump and back and forth. Now, with the way Obama moved, Obama was a big time, what's the word I want to look for? Let me use the right word. Obama was very deceptive. He had headed up a lot of secret things in the background using American tax dollars that should not have been done, like the assassination of Gaddafi, because he didn't want to use fiat currency anymore. He wanted to unite the countries of Africa under a gold-backed dollar. Like the secret war that he had in Sudan using American tax dollars that him and Hillary Clinton planned and executed and displaced 250,000 black people into the desert and watched them die while they renamed those people's land South Sudan and put American corporations on it, which they profited from. But see, that stuff is done so slick and so smooth, you can't really detect it. You don't even know what's happening. They control the media. You're not going to hear this on American news. It's only going to show up in the foreign news feeds. They're not going to show you the people walking in the desert, men, women, and children dying and starving to death. But it happened. You can find that on foreign news feeds. Al Jazeera and RT and a few others, which I posted way back in the day when they were actually in office. But the point I'm making here is they do it so smooth and slick, you can't even detect that they're being nefarious, that they're committing egregious acts against humanity and war crimes. Obama's got the Romeo tongue. He knows how to speak eloquently and make you feel all kind of special ways. Then behind the scenes, he's doing all kind of nefarious shit and killing people, dropping Reaper drones on kids in school buses and hospitals. But you'll never realize it because it sounds so good. It looks so fresh. This administration is not that intelligent. They're kind of very sloppy. They're unorganized, too much over egotistical, don't know how to control situations, don't know how to have good PR. There's really sloppy people. They're really sloppy and nasty. This whole Epstein situation should have never even happened to begin with, because the only thing he had to do as soon as he got elected into office was put the Epstein files under federal investigation, in which, of course, he controlled the investigation and he controlled the judges, and let it run through its entire term under investigation, because under investigation, guess what happens? The files can't be released because they're now part of a federal investigation. And then everything is redacted. And then he could have let it taper off towards the end when he got out of office, and he could have dumped the whole case and had it turned into a cold case. That's the intelligent thing to do. But they're not that smart. They're kind of dumb. They're really kind of dumb. They're really sloppy and dumb. This looks like a bunch of low IQ dummies just coming straight out of the trailer park, just trying to run a country. It's really bad. Really sloppy. Really, really sloppy. I mean, super sloppy. So now finally he decides to do this. He tells Pam Bondi to launch an investigation into Democrats after Trump's frantic call over the Epstein fallout. So now he's got Pam Bondi. Now finally they're going to head up a federal investigation on the Epstein files. So now the files are going to obviously now become part of a federal investigation, which will lock him up. The only reason why he's doing this now is because somebody whispered in his ear, say, hey man, if you have an investigation on the files, well, they can't put them out. And I thought about this yesterday. This picture. These people are crazy. And stop putting your faith in these poly tricksters. Just stop it. Stop putting your faith in the poly. On Veterans Day. That's not the one I want to see. On Veterans Day, Trump brings in the Syrian president, Ahmed al-Sahara, who actually was beheading soldiers and putting those mines on the roads, the dirt roads, and blowing up U.S. Jeeps and convoys. And this guy, he brings this guy into the White House and celebrates him on Veterans Day. On Veterans Day, he celebrates this guy. He brings this guy into the White House and celebrates him. Fresh off the terrorist list. I mean, come on. Everything is open to the highest bidder. If I went and hit him up with about, hey, Trump, I got $5 million right quick. Let me come hang out with you. Let me do whatever I want. If I got to give him $5-10 million, I can get whatever I want out of this guy. Wild. Wild, Wild West. Wild, Wild West. This is sloppy, man. This is really sloppy. This is a slap in the face of all the veterans and the current military. And I really hope that the current military is finally waking the hell up and realizing, after they were in those long food lines. Did you see the food lines for the military? When he cut the SNAP EBT, I did a whole video on it. They had American Air Force soldiers lined up for over a mile to get food from a food bank. Active duty. Active duty. Meanwhile, they just sent another $8 billion to Israel. And this time he sent it as a grant. You know the difference between a grant and a loan? A loan has to be repaid. A grant never has to be repaid. So he sent $8 billion to Israel a couple days ago, while everyone's SNAP EBT was still frozen. And I'm out here sending money and food to food banks and sending money to restaurants to feed families, which I posted on social media, not to brag, but to get other people involved in doing it. And this guy sends $8 billion in the form of a grant to Israel, his owners, because they own him. Like I did in my podcast months and months ago before all this went down, I told you they got old Donnie Boy bent over the barrel and they're giving it to him raw, mushroom tip, straight up, no spit, no saliva, no diddy oil, nothing, just straight dry mushroom tip. Bam, bam, bam. They got too much on him. And everyone else in the U.S. government, they got them. They got them flat out. They got these people so wrapped up in bribery, in accepting money, in accepting illegal monies, in audio tapes, in videotapes. And don't let me even mention the Mossad sleeper cells, extensive Mossad sleeper cells that exist throughout the entire United States. At any moment, any major landmark or any major city can be targeted just like that. The drop of a dime. One encoded message goes out, boom. And you'll never know where it's going to be, and neither do they. They don't even know. These dumb poly tricksters, they don't even know where it's going to hit. So they must obey, or else. They must obey. There's we'll think about it. No, they will obey. Like you saw him snap to it. Old Netanyahu said, hey, you got to drop a bomb on Iran. Okay, yes, sir. Right away, sir. Now, they made it into a theater and they negotiated the whole drop, but they did it, didn't they? When I went to Egypt a few weeks ago, the young lady that met me at the airport for the transfer service, because when I go to these foreign airports, I usually get a transfer service to get me from point A to point B the fastest, because I don't have time to be getting caught up in areas and trying to figure out where I'm going and all these kind of things. I need to get past extra security checks faster so I can make my next flight, because I got people relying on me on the other end to be there. So I always get the express VIP transfer service. And the young lady who came to get me, I said, this is in Qatar, by the way. I said to her, I said, did you feel any of the impact from the bombing of Qatar? She said, not only did I feel it, I saw it. I saw the missiles flying over my head. And she said, I called my mom right away and told my mom, this might be my last phone call. I don't think I'm going to make it. And then she teared up. And I'm like, damn. She said, I didn't think I was going to make it. And when the bombs hit, she said it broke and shattered her windows in her home. I was like, wow, that is crazy. But again, to them, to these clowns, it's just collateral damage. It's just collateral damage. They don't care. They don't care about anyone. You see Israel just targeting Lebanon, targeting places, out there that they claim have these Hamas and whatever, these terrorists supposedly in them, people around schools, hospitals. They don't care. Just pressing buttons, blow up, send a bomb, send a weapon, send a bomb. And all these bombs are made in the United States of America. You go to work and bust your ass all day long. You then give a huge chunk of that money to the government, who then sends this money into an industry that builds these weapons. And then those weapons, they're not used to protect Americans. They used to send over there to blow kids up. And then they take away your EBT. Do you know why the SNAP EBT money wasn't paid out? You think they were trying to save government spending? The SNAP EBT fund was used. The money was diverted. Billions of dollars were snatched illegally out of the SNAP EBT fund. That's why you didn't get your SNAP EBT money. And they want to call you a criminal for using SNAP EBT. You're just a hardworking person. They're pissed off because you might have bought yourself a damn pack of Oreos or something with your SNAP EBT or maybe you're somebody else used some of the SNAP BBT fund to, I don't know, get an oil change on their car, God forbid, so they can keep going to work, while these billionaire clowns keep siphoning the money off the sweat of your back. Keep stealing the money. Coming out with fake meme coins that generate billions of dollars overnight and then rug pull you. Going on and notifying your son about a tweet you're going to make the next day so he can understand how to make $108 billion, $108 million off of Bitcoin, off of a tweet that he knows is getting ready to come out, so that you can dip it and rise it back up again. This is all premeditated scamming at the highest level. And now they're playing around with the Epstein files. Epstein from his grave is still controlling and running the government. How and why? Because of the data that he was able to save and back up and store and record. He's got everyone scurrying like little mice. Now, forget mice. They're scurrying like roaches. They're scurrying like roaches in the hood. That's what they're doing. So this guy, wherever he is, either in another dimension or still here, the stuff he left behind, it still has the government under complete control till this very day, wherever he's at. Saudi leader Mohammed bin Salman sent gifts to Israel asset Jeffrey Epstein. These people are playing a big game in a big club. Does this look like somebody that supports the United States of America? Or somebody that's taking money from the highest bidder? Jay Mastermind says, thank you, Billy. It's crazy how religion and politics are all the people have a very small timeline unit to break the spell. So bless you all. Let me read that again. Thank you, Billy. It's crazy how religion and politics got us here. The people have a very small timeline unit to break the spell. So bless us all. Yeah. Sorry if I'm reading a little off. I have my glasses on, but the TV is so far away I can barely see it. We have to wake up, like he just said. Like, we really got to wake up. We really got to wake up. We really got to wake up. Here, go look at this guy. Gary Shock. No, I'm not out of my wheelhouse, buddy. I'm right in my wheelhouse. I started off talking about this shit years ago, over a decade ago. You're late to the house. You're late to the story. You think I'm just talking about Anunnaki and aliens? That's new. I've been talking about, that's brand new. I've been talking about this stuff for decades. You're late, not me. You're the one that's late, buddy. I've been on this. Ain't never changed. You just showed up yesterday, saw some Anunnaki videos and thought, oh, this guy talks about aliens. No, I talk about everything. I talk about relationships, money, finance, self-improvement, motivation, metaphysics, quantum physics, astrophysics, aerospace, UFOs, aliens. I talk about everything. I'm not a one-dimensional person. You might be a one-dimensional person, but you're not going to tell me to shut up and dribble. You don't like what I'm talking about, just get the hell off my account. Bye. See ya. Go hang out with Gollum. I'm sure they got some dry mushroom tip for you over there. I've been talking about this for decades. Just go to my social media accounts. They record everything. Everything is still there. Ain't nothing been deleted. Still there till this very day. This is what you got running your country. Another one of these people, a narcissistic sociopath. Bad combination with borderline personality disorder to boot. This is who you've been praying to. This is who you've been waiting to come and save you. This is who you've been hoping is going to come and become your Messiah. Didn't happen, did it? You thought it was going to happen, but it didn't happen. The whole October the 7th thing, or whatever day it was, when Israel supposedly got hit over the head by Hamas, which was all planned and funded, by the way, documented now, well documented, that was funded by Netanyahu. Netanyahu funded the attack and a false flag against Israel. And that's not me saying that. That's Israeli news and his own people in his own country that are in his own government coming after him, making very bold evidenced claims against him for funding. They caught him funding the false flag attack against Israel to create this scenario. This has been planned for a very, very long time. And if you don't wake up, and when I say you, I'm talking about the entire United States of America. If you don't wake up and realize what these polytrichers are doing, this will no longer be the United States of America. This will become the United States of Israel, which is their ultimate goal and plan, which they talk about in their secret rooms nonstop, taking over the United States and officially running and owning it completely, which is their ultimate goal and plan. And they're on track, by the way. They're on track. They are on track, especially after knocking out this guy the other day with that lapel mic explosion in his neck. Taking him down, and his handler now taking over his spot. You know whose handler was? His wife is the handler. She was a Mossad agent as well, probably. And that's his handler. That was his handler. You guys got to realize what's really going on out here. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on, and the illusion is so great, it escapes your perception. The illusion is so great and so grand. What you see them projecting here is only a small sliver of the deception that they want you to take in and believe. But behind that sliver that you get is a more grand story of what they really have operating in the background. The only reason why it appears to be so chaotic and you see someone's entropy happening simultaneously is because this administration is the sloppiest one to ever exist. They're just super sloppy. And that's why you can get a pierce a little bit behind the veil. They don't really have any good organization. They don't have good PR. They lie too much. They can't even remember their own lies. Their lies are so ridiculous. They don't even sound logical. The other administrations are able to lie so good, you would actually believe it. And these people, they just change their statements from moment to moment, from second to second, they change. And they get caught in their own lies so much. Even Epstein knew that. He had one of his emails say, don't say anything. Just let him say he was never on the airplane, so he'll hang himself. That's one of the Epstein emails. He'll hang him. Oh, Donnie Boy will hang himself because he lies so much. He'll lie himself right into getting caught. It's one of the Epstein emails. Just look them up. Even Epstein knew about it. The only reason why Epstein got caught was because he liked to be in front of the camera too damn much. He was like P. Diddy. He wanted to be in all the videos. You know, he wanted to be in all the music videos, dancing. He wanted to be in every shot you took, every photo you took, every video, every TV show. He wanted to be everywhere with the people because he liked it. He liked the limelight like that. But Epstein was only this much of what exists in the United States still right now. There are cells of Epstein's. He was a fraction of what exists here, still operating right now today, still recording, still making videotapes, still catching these polytrichers with their pants down, still developing more spy information and intelligence and sending it back, still right now. There was a CIA agent that went on a podcast a few months ago, an active CIA agent, and said that when the when the Israelis come to the office to the office down there to meet them, they bring gifts, and as soon as they leave, they go and scan the gifts. The gifts are always bugged. He said not one time did they ever not come down here with bugged gifts. They bring them these gifts. Hey, this is an honor to be here. Thank you. Here's a book or here's a whatever it is, and everything they drop off is wired. Why do you even let these people keep coming in? If that's the case, if I went down to the CIA office and dropped off something with them after having a meeting that was wired, where would I be right now? Somebody in the live chat, tell me where I would be. Somebody in the live chat, tell me where I would be if I did that. I'd be in prison. You're right. Exactly where I'd be. Or unalived. Exactly. So why do they keep letting these people come into the CIA office and the FBI offices, knowing that they're coming there to spy and drop wires? Because they have to. Because they run the government. They literally run the government. If you can't see that by now, then you don't want to see it. If you can't see it by now, then you don't want to see it. You're right. The APAC checks got them going. And once they give you that check and you cash it, bend over forever. It's like getting beaten to a gang. There's only one way out of that gang. You know what that is. Unalivement. There's only one way out. Only one way out of that gang. I'm telling you, you gotta pay attention to what they got going on, because these people, they're very deceptive and very slimy. They are so sloppy, though, that they've got a guy who's either dead or hiding. They have his data still controlling their actions, and he's not even in the picture anymore. That's why I put the title of this, is Epstein still controlling the government? He's got them scurrying like roaches. It's ridiculous, man. At some point, as a people of a nation, we have to put an end to this foolishness. We can't continue to allow this to happen. We keep thinking that these people have control over us. They only have control over us because we allowed them to have control over us. A government works for the people. They are literally our employees. They are literally public servants. We have acquiesced to them so much, and we have colluded with them through silence and participation so much that they now run us. They control everything we see, hear, taste, touch, smell, feel, where we can go, where we can't go, everything you could think of in between. All because we have literally given them that power. And we keep giving it to them, and we keep participating in their system. A system that was designed to uplift, protect, and support the American people has been completely flipped upside down from an outside source and used to dominate, control, and mind pimp us and rob us for all of our money. There's no way you can tell me that a country halfway around the world can have free healthcare and high income for military and free meals and everything else you could think of, brand new housing being built for them for no money, and then people in America have been targeted in my opinion, with fires like Hawaii, targeted with storms like in North Carolina, targeted with more fires like in California, have their entire cities wiped clean, have insurance companies back out, and have the government leave them high and dry. And then on top of that, our infrastructure in the country is completely falling apart. Bridges are failing, streets are failing. And then you add to that the SNAP EBT debacle where they stole all the money, siphoned it out into other accounts, and then claimed, we'll blame it on the Democrats or whatever. There's no such thing as a damn Democrat. Doesn't exist. They're just playing games with our lives, literally. It's a joke to them. They feel, well, these people keep reproducing, they'll keep making us some more slaves. By the time they figure out the wool we pull over their eyes, their next generation will be coming right on up, and we'll just suck them right on in and get them doing the job as well. They got they're masters of divide and conquer tactics. They're masters at it. You're a Democrat, you're Republican. What? You must be a terrorist because you're Muslim. What? Are you kidding me? All hail Israel. Thank you for talking about the mind control and brainwashing of the United States. I feel these politicians in PD rings are under reptilian manipulation. Americans are under active attack. Politicians sold us out. You're 1,000% right, Maisha. 100,000% right. These people are the masters of pedophilia. Do you know what happened back in Germany in the 1930s? These people were the originators of the sadistic form of sexual actions back then. They were already into that stuff back then and pushing it on kids, on children. You need to go get the translations of the famous speeches that were being done by a person that ruled Germany for a little while. Go translate the speeches and listen to the translations. You might be kind of shocked at what you hear when you finally realize what that person was actually saying. It's interesting. It's very interesting. The dubious nature of what's been taught in the Talmud tells the whole story. And the Talmud is so evil and so nasty and so corrupt, I can't even read it to you on this account, on this platform, because reading it will get this account deleted. You can't read the Talmud online. Just reading the words of what it actually says would destroy, would get this account shut down immediately. Thank you, Cora Rue. So I'm imploring everyone to go on Amazon.com or go look for the PDF for free online and download the Talmud. And then read it. When you start reading things about what they're allowed to do to 3-year-old children, when you start reading things about how they see anyone outside of their quote unquote religion or whatever you want to call whatever that is. It's not even a religion, it's something else. We're Goyim. And then read about what they can do to the Goyim. And read about that, you realize that the entire United States, especially people in Christianity, are nothing but Goyim and deserve to be unalived. So why do they peddle money to the Goyim Christians? Because they're very easily deceived. And they haven't read the Talmud. They don't know what these people are operating under, what system they're operating under. They have no clue what these people think about them. It's pretty bad. It's pretty damn bad. But this is what we got.
I need it. I have to have it. I need the Epstein files. Please, I need them. Please send them to me.
That's what these people on. These people, this Gollum.
It's the Democrats. I promise you, it's the Democrats. It's the Democrats. The Democrats are just, it's a hoax. But I need them. I need the rings.
It's just crazy. These people, man, they're psychotic. These are some psychotic people. They're really crazy. They're really crazy people, man. This is a reality show on the next level. On the next level. People say, what happened to Three-Eye Atlas? Three-Eye Atlas, them aliens wasn't coming to holler at us. After they read the news and scanned the planet and saw this shit going on, they said, man, get me the hell out of here. Once they got around the backside of the sun, they accelerated. They turned the boosters on. Look at the science report. Look at the science report, man. When that thing went around the backside of the sun, they said, guys, this is our chance to get the hell out of here. And then they just randomly started accelerating, non-gravitational acceleration, by the way. That means artificial control, by the way. And they said, we are getting the hell out of here before they send their secret space program after us. Because these people are sick. And we do not want to have them integrated with our society and our civilization, because they're going to start sex trafficking our people from our planet. They'll lure them here on an exchange program, and the next thing you know, they'll violate them. So get the hell out of here now. And they started accelerating. These people are sick. They rape their own children. These people are sick people, man. You know, this whole thing about what they do to these kids, it seems like it's a lot more than just some type of a deviant mindset. It's some type of ritual, right? Because it's like an initiation. They all have to do it. They all get caught up in it. And it's almost like they're told this is the next thing they have to do. It's probably some ritual from those people over there in that other country on the other side of the world. And they've now said to them, this is how you have to operate to be in the club. So not only are you going to send us billions of dollars, but you're going to do this too. And every single one of you is going to do it. Or that's how you prove your love towards us. You prove to us that you're on the same page. This is your initiation. And we're going to be watching to make sure you really do this. And if you don't do it, then we'll know that you're not really with us. And then we'll replace you with somebody else. And their own drive and determination and ego and greed to be in that position of power, whatever that level is, they just say, okay, I'll do this, man. I'll just do it. If this is what it takes, I'll do it. And the next thing you know, boom, they are put in office. Like I've been telling you, presidents are selected. They're not elected. Who do you think are the controllers of the Electoral College? Do you think people that look like me control the Electoral College? Do you think people that look like the ones that ICE is picking up off the streets are running the Electoral College? It's people that might have an American passport, but work for somebody else. on the other side of the world. That's who runs the Electoral College. And in case you didn't know how voting for presidents work, your vote means diddly shit. You don't vote for presidents. You vote for electors. Look it up. You got ChatGPT now. You don't even need me. Go on ChatGPT. You don't vote for a president. You vote for electors. The electors, who you'll never see, never know, never meet, never hear from, then pick the president. And they can pick whoever the hell they want, regardless of the popular vote. It's happened 7 times in American history. Did you ever look this up? They control who they want in office, regardless of what you want. That's why I don't vote for presidents. It's a waste of time. I vote for myself. I'm the president. And until you believe that you're the president, this shit's going to keep happening. If you keep putting your faith outside of yourself instead of into your own self, it's going to keep happening. The Electoral College is being run by those same people over there. The same people that run Mossad. You know who I'm talking about. That's who runs the Electoral College. That's who controls who's in that office. Not your vote. Your vote means nothing. Nothing. And don't think for a minute that Kamala had any chance of getting in the office. These people are very ritualistic, and Kamala is not in the bloodline of John Lackland. Trump, Clinton, Hillary, and Bill. I don't think you knew that Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton were cousins. You probably didn't know that, did you? And guess who else is their cousin? Bush Jr., Bush Sr., Obama, as Obama even stated himself out of his own mouth. Dick Cheney is their cousin. Yeah, Dick Cheney, Obama, Bush Jr., Bush Sr., Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton. I can keep going all the way back. Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan. There's only one president that wasn't related as a cousin or in the bloodline. That was Van Buren. They couldn't find a suitable puppet that election era, but he was still related to French kingship. So they made a little adjustment there for him. You better start doing a little research, a little digging. These are facts that anyone can look up. Dick Cheney's wife wrote a book about it. It's on Amazon. It's a big family. We just didn't get invited to the barbecue. We didn't get invited to the old barbecue. It's a big family. You keep thinking that you're having some kind of impact by voting for these clowns. These people are all about enriching themselves. Obama comes in office with a fabricated $3 million net worth. He leaves out of there with $100 million real worth. Trump comes in with close to $5 billion net worth. He leaves out with, he ain't leave yet. It's only been a year. 10 billion. While people are starving, while the military is in a 1-mile line to get food for their families, active duty, he was having a huge party with a huge buffet and chefs and everything else. I'm talking about a real banquet. Spare no expense. While the military, who he's going to call on to go unalive some unsuspecting families living in $10 tents on the other side of the world, they're going to have to make a tough decision. When they get in that fighter jet and take off, knowing that it's a bunch of bullshit that's going to make people with $10,000 suits even more money, are they really going to pull and press that red button? They're going to lock on that missile and press that red button after this joker starved their fucking family? You got to be a whole different kind of stupid to do that. You got to be a real whole kind of different stupid to still participate after that. After standing in that line for 5 hours to get a goddamn plate of food, you got to be a different kind of dummy to participate anymore. You really do. You really, really do. That's a whole nother level. Somebody wants to get that Dick Cheney book. Let me look it up right quick. I mean, you got to be a whole different kind of dumb. There's dumb, and then there's stupid, and then there's ignorant. There's levels to being dumb. And after standing in that line, if you still hop in that jet and lock on and press target and press the button, you don't care about your family. You really don't. You really don't. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong laptop. 1 second. Let me see if I can find this real quick. This guy's got the right name, Dick Cheney. Got a right name, doesn't he? Guy made $38 billion off of Iraq. Formed a company with Bush Jr., collected $38 billion to go and clean up Iraq, built a couple of schools and a couple of houses and like a $20 million gas station, and kept the rest of the money for profit. Isn't that something? And I know this stuff. Dick Cheney's wife's name is Lynn Cheney, L-Y-N-N-E. C-H-E-N-E-Y. Crazy. I'm gonna find the video real quick. See if I can find it real quick. I hope y'all paying attention, man. I really do, because this foolishness that we're putting up with, it has to stop. The book where Lynn Cheney mentions the Obama connection. Lynn Cheney discussed the Cheney-Obama family connection while promoting her 2007 book, Blue Skies, No Fences, a memoir of childhood and family. Dick Cheney and Barack Obama are distant cousins, specifically eighth cousins, connected through a 17th century French Huguenot ancestor named Marin Duval. I always bring the receipts. I don't think I'd just be making shit off the top of my damn dome. Drop this in a live chat. I just dropped that whole cut piece in a live chat to you. It's wild what we put up with as people on this planet. We put up with the most ridiculous trash nonstop. And then we keep complaining about it. How come, why come they doing this to us? No, it's not them doing anything to us. It's us doing it to us. We keep doing this to ourselves. We keep doing this to ourselves. Somebody in X wants to know the name of the book. Let me go back again. The name of the book is Blue Skies, No Fences, a memoir of childhood and family. It came out in 2007. That's the book where Lynn Cheney discusses her connection and relationship, her birth or blood relation to Obama, or Dick Cheney's relation to Obama. They are blood cousins, as all of them are related, by the way. There's only one president that wasn't related by blood, and that was Van Buren. If Hillary Clinton would have gotten into, yeah, I know you couldn't see it in Twitter. Twitter can't see my live chat. That's why I'm telling you the name of the book. The book is called Blue Skies, No Fences by Lynn Cheney. Okay, you can look it up. Get it on Amazon. Van Buren is the only one that wasn't related. Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, cousins. Trump, cousins of Clinton and and Hillary, Bush, Obama, they're all related. Don't forget, Obama's mother is a Caucasian woman, and she's directly related to the John Lackland bloodline, the signer of the Magna Carta. And they all can be traced back to John Lackland and beyond. They're all related. Yeah. For people on X, the name of the book is, you can't see my live chat. The name of the book is Blue Skies, No Fences. On X, that's the name of the book. Blue Skies, No Fences, okay? By Lynn Cheney, L-Y-N-N-E, Cheney, C-H-E-N-E-Y. They're all related. I have to come back. I made so many posts about this over the years. I have to come back and do it again. I got to keep educating y'all on this because, you know, there's a lot going on and we all have lives and it's hard to remember all this stuff. But it's a fact. And they all know they're related. They talk about it. I posted many videos with people, with presidents and so forth, talking about it.
It's a great thing.
I'm going to share my screen right now. We're going to pull another one in right here and we're going to play this clip and hopefully it works. Let's see if I can make it work. Share screen.
For history.
George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, William Howard Taft, and President Barack Obama. One young girl traced them all back to one common ancestor.
They're all cousins and all grandsons of John Lackland.
It's the first family tree of its kind, pouring through more than 500,000 names for months. 12-year-old Bridge Ann D'Avignon discovered that all the U.S. presidents, except Martin Van Buren, are related to the former King of England, John Lackland Plantagenet, signer of the Magna Carta in 1215.
Mildred Reed is his first great-grandmother on George Washington. And on Obama, Mildred Reed is the 10th great-grandmother.
It started as an assignment to research her own lineage, tracing it back to roots in France. But Bridge Ann wanted to branch out.
Well, I think we just all go back somewhere. It's just a matter of proving it.
She started with George Washington, but unlike other professional genealogists that only looked at the male family lines, Bridge Ann was able to link the presidents together using both male and female ancestry. Before this, historians had only been able to link 22 family trees.
She kind of created a triumph of women's studies here.
Bridge Ann also figured out she's an 18th cousin of President Obama, something she hopes to be able to share with him in person.
I've written a letter to Obama, but I just gotten standard reply. I hope to meet the president and explain it to him.
In Paso Robles, Adam.
Hopefully y'all can hear that. I don't know if y'all heard that or not. We were doing a YouTube to live. I don't know if it's the first time I ever did that. Hopefully you can hear that. If y'all heard that, let me know in the live chat. That was an old news clip, by the way. Very old. I can't tell you how many times I posted that on social media. Years and years and years ago. We're talking about before when George Bush Jr. was just, giving over everything out of his office and allowing the next president to come in, Obama. And as soon as it happened, or during the process of the running for office, is when I first aired that video, okay? The title of that video is 12-year-old discovers all U.S. presidents are direct descendants of John of England. 12-year-old discovers all U.S. presidents are direct descendants. And it was mainstream news. I don't know if it was NBC or CBS News. Mainstream news. 12-year-old discovers that all presidents are related. You can just type that in YouTube and it'll come right up. We've been scammed, hoodwinked, led astray, the whole works. They got you thinking Democrats and Republicans are two different parties. All lambs are led to slaughter. All lambs. When you get to the end of that voting line, there's a guillotine waiting there. That's what it is. And then you walk around like a headless idiot for the rest of your life trying to figure out what happened. What happened was you got pimped. That's what happened. They hit you with the word salad and you believed them. And while you were doing that, Bubba was getting blown. He was getting a fellatio while you were doing that. And while you were doing that, this guy's welcomed into the White House to hang out with the prez. And while you were doing that, the same guy is holding on to these things for dear life. And now will we ever see them? Probably not. Because Pam Bonnie's been ordered now to investigate. So now there's an open federal investigation on the files. And because of that open federal investigation, that's probably going to automatically seal the files. Because if something is under investigation, you can't give it out to the general public, especially when it's federal. So I'll be highly unlikely. It could happen. It can happen, but it's highly unlikely that it will happen, because once you order this level of inquiry, it becomes part of an actual federal case, and you can't just release federal cases to the general public. So it's probably going to be hidden, and then because it becomes a federal case, it'll then be redacted even more, and then eventually good old Americans will forget all about it and go back to what they do, and it'll die down eventually, and everyone will just acquiesce and go back to their struggling lives. That's what they're hoping. I'm being sarcastic. That's what they're hoping. Okay? But that's what's been going on, y'all. So from behind the scenes, Epstein is still controlling things. He still has people scurrying, running, hiding, lying, cheating, and everything else you can think of. He still has a lot of power with this stuff that he collected, has a lot of power within Israel and the Zionists that run this whole country. And they're still counting on the intelligence that he collected to keep these politricksters in check. And now that they've seen what they have on Trumpster, they're all scurrying. They're all afraid. Like, oh my God, I hope my wife doesn't see any of the emails, see my name in any of these emails. I hope my kids don't see my name in any of these emails. I hope that this file doesn't come out, because once it does, my life and my career is over. And then you have the Mossad agents tell them, don't worry, just sit tight and don't say shit, because if you keep quiet, you and your family will be okay. But if you start talking, and just show them a picture of their daughter in like ballet class or something. That's what they do. They don't really say what they're going to do. They just start showing you photos. You get the picture, don't you? Just how Elon Musk turned over a new leaf when someone was exposing high-level egregious acts by Israel on X. And then Israel made a phone call and he deleted everything. What happened to Elon Musk's free speech? Do you think he wanted to delete that stuff? No, they sent him a couple of photos of one of his kids probably and said, hey, we just want to let you know we've been watching your kids. He knows what that meant. That means delete that shit now, because they have the power to take them out whenever they want. That's what it means. Like I told you, this country is not what you think it is. It's not being run by who you think is running it. Something else is going on from behind the scenes. Me, I'm just a black guy that believes in aliens. I got no power. I don't believe in politricks. I don't influence politricks. I don't care about red and blue or none of that shit. I can care less. I can care less who's the president, who's not the president. I don't care. So I have no power over these influencing these political minds out there, these people who are like zealots for politricks. But the guy who just got unalived a few weeks ago with the lapel bomb on his t-shirt, he had influence over the polytrickster people. He had influence over the masses of people that believe that stuff is real. I have no power over this stuff. I'm just a black guy struggling to run a business, small company, talking about aliens. I got no power. That's what they see me as, this black guy. They're going to say, this guy's crazy, man. Forget this guy's a waste of energy. We come after this guy, we're making him look like he really knew what the hell he was talking about. But the other guy that they had to unalive, this guy could have ran for president. I ain't running for no damn president. I'm not running for no office. I'm not running for no governor. I'm not taking no checks from no lobbyist. I don't care nothing about none of that stuff. The only thing I want to do is find me a nice island somewhere and get me a nice farm on there and build a nice house on it. And step back and watch these people annihilate each other. That's what I want to do. Anyway, y'all, I got to go. I'm working on a brand new album and a brand new affirmations album. So I got to get back to work on this album. All right. And thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Like I said, it was going to be, it was a snapper. Okay. Somebody said something about Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. I don't know what this is talking about here. When are you going to talk about Ishana Dean's books, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2? I'll look it up, James. I don't even know who that is. I haven't read any of those books. I have no clue. But now that you mentioned it to me, I'll look it up and see what it's all about. If it's worthwhile, if I feel like it's worthwhile talking about it, I'll come back and talk about it. All right. Thanks. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Make sure you check out the Forbidden Knowledge Academy, 4BK Academy. All right. And also, I'd love to have y'all come hang out with me in Egypt. So I'm going to drop the link to my Egypt tour in the live chat. I just came back from Egypt with over 90 people, and we had a great time in Egypt. Every year I take people to Egypt, Turkey. Next year is going to be Egypt, Turkey, Bosnia, Mexico, and Australia. You can go to that link I just dropped in the live chat. You can register for the tours ASAP. They fill up very fast. For example, the 2025 tour was filled up months before we went on tour. And the 2026 tours are already filling up. So go to that link I just dropped in the live chat. If you're not on a live chat like on X or Twitch, go to the link in my bio and click on that link and check out my link tree. All right. I'm dropping the link in the live chat right now. And I'm also going to drop the link tree in this live chat as well, so that you can go check out my link tree and check out everything that is going on at Forbidden Knowledge. Okay. There's a lot going on at Forbidden Knowledge. A lot of opportunities, a lot of activity, and a whole lot of knowledge, real knowledge. So I just dropped the link tree in the live chat. Make sure y'all click on that link tree and check out everything that we have going on. Love to see you in one of these countries or one of my conferences, one of my lectures, and many other opportunities we have directly with Forbidden Knowledge. You can click on that link and you can find them. Shay Jackson, what's up? One of the Forbidden Knowledge Academy leaders. I call everyone who joins the Academy a leader because we build leaders over there. We don't build followers. You can join the 4BK Academy. I'll drop the link to that directly, even though it's on my link tree. At 4bkacademy.com. That's with the number 4, 4bkacademy.com. In there, what's going on? Well, I'm doing self-improvement, financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and mentorship. And with over 100 hours of incredible teaching in there, I go live on Tuesdays, and sometimes I bring big mentors online, big time mentors, people who have gone from zero to hero, people who started off struggling and became millionaires, and some of them even became billionaires. They come on there to mentor you. Very high-level people who are made it to that level financially, but are still conscious and loving and caring. It proves that not all people that have money are evil. And you can come online and get mentored by these people, ask them questions. Of course, ask me questions every week. And I teach classes in there every single week, as well as my classes that are modules that you graduate to within the academy itself. Okay. So I'd love to see y'all there. I'll drop the link tree again. Make sure you check it out. Right now, I'm going to get back to working on this brand new album. If you didn't know, I have 340 songs in global distribution. I'm getting ready to work on another 8 right now. So I'll catch y'all later. I love y'all. Peace.